Alright, today we are going to be going through 60 Seconds Reatomization. We're going to play as Ted, and we're going to be viewing the Fat Man difficulty. This is a game that I played on console several times. Made it out several times as well. Got a few seconds just before we have to start grabbing everything to escape. Alright, I think I'm gonna want the map and Timmy to start. Alright. Next, we're gonna take Dolores. Soup. Come on, come on, come on. Got 60 seconds to make sure we get everything all ready to go. I think I'll take the gas mask. I think we should be going to the kitchen. Oh boy. I don't really want to take her at all. I think that she's a pretty useless character myself. But let's see if I can go ahead and grab her. Uh-oh. Ran to the wrong room. Oh boy. Uh-oh. 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 Shoot. Ooh. Just barely made it in. Home sweet home. Achievement unlocked. Alright, well, that definitely could have gone better. 100% could have gone better. But it's alright though, because we're here day one, nukes just dropped, everything like that. We did get a decent amount of supplies. Day one, almost all of us made it to the shelter. Almost. All we can do now is start thinking of creative ways to serve our canned soup. We can't remember bringing those supplies down to the shelter, but we aren't complaining. We probably have stocked it better anyway. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. Yeah, running around, not running into walls, and not thinking half the time on what to do. Alright, looks like we also got one checkerboard. That'll be interesting to use. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Alright, so it looks like for day one, we're not really going to ration any supplies to anybody. Day one minute was all fine, then the next we're at each other's throats. How did this happen? This is insane. We need to get a grip on ourselves if we are going to survive. Let's just sleep on it. I agree. Day two. Alright, so it looks like I brought a map. I don't remember bringing the book down, but I guess whatever. I brought the fire axe, poison, 2 family members, gas mask. We're done fighting, but for how long? There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay this way. Timmy is on his best behavior. How long will it last? I know that the survivors can go for quite a while without food and water, so I'm just gonna give it another day. It looks like the area is still irradiated. Going to the wasteland right now is unsafe, unless you don't mind getting sick. Ted clearly wants to leave his family here behind. Dolores is in pretty good shape, and Timmy seems like he has ADHD. I mean, look at his face right there. Just completely spacing off out of there. Now let's not expedite. We've been wondering what happened to Uncle Brian. He should have been far from where the bombs fell, but no one knows for sure. It would sure be great to find out. He always looked on the bright side of life, so maybe we should too. But it's not easy. Say, didn't we have a photo of him tucked away in one of the books at home? Yes, I think we did. Alright, let's take a look at that. See if we can even find a photo. We did! The photo we were looking for was stuck between the pages of the Scout Handbook. What a lucky coincidence. It's a bit blurry, but it's still a wonderful surprise. Ted should drink some soon, Dolores has to drink sometimes. And how about getting Timmy something to drink? He's not looking well. Alright, well, I guess we'll give everybody water. Nah, let's not go out today. Alright. We had some spare ammunition, but now it's gone. We don't know how or when. It must have been misplaced. We need to find it, and soon. Oh, I forgot to bring the gun. Achievement, all thumbs. Let's see. Yep, totally 100% forgot to bring the gun. It was too dark to find any of those tiny bullets without a flashlight. They aren't lost, technically, they're still in the shelter. Technically. Alright. Contamination of the town is still strong. Scavenging in these conditions can result in radiation sickness. I don't really want to deal with that. What's that trickling sound, and why is the wall so wet? Are we about to get flooded? We don't have life preservers or a boat. A boat wouldn't even fit inside the shelter. Duh. We need to do something. Save the supplies. Well, let's save the map, at the very least. Achievement, Prepper, Day 5. Day 5. Well, that was lucky. The shelter filled with water pretty rapidly, and we were certain we were going to drown. With our heads above the water, we weren't even able to open the hatch and escape. Before we could start considering the worst, the water level started to drop. We're fine. Save for the mess that we need to deal with. There isn't much going on with Ted, no trouble, nothing new. If there's anything to report about Dolores, this is where it's written. Timmy is on his best behavior. How long will it last? I do think that they all should eat. It looks like the area is still irradiated. Going to the wasteland right now is unsafe unless you don't mind getting sick. Yeah, let's wait one more day and then we'll send everybody out. A group of doctors knocked on our door today, requesting some supplies that would be helpful in refilling their first aid kits. We didn't doubt they were the real deal for a second. They did have lab coats and everything. Shall we help them? Why would you need to have water in a first aid kit? No, I'm good. I ain't gonna help them. Day 6. We don't think they were real doctors, but just in case they were, we got rid of them quickly, before they could start charging us for a home visit. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. Dolores has to drink sometimes. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. Yeah, we'll give everybody water. Seems like every 3 days we're gonna have to give them water. Let's send little Timmy out tomorrow to go out there. This is insane. We keep finding spiders everywhere. They're in our soup. They're in our water. We swear some of them keep coming back, and they are bigger every time we see them. It can't go on like this. It's time to wage war on these spiders. It's a good thing about the bug spray. When it's us or them, there shouldn't be any reservations when it comes to choosing your arsenal. We knew these spiders stood no chance against well-aimed bug-killing spray, so we used it. When it was over, the few remaining spiders fled. We started cleaning up and claimed an unexpected prize, a soup can that we didn't notice before. It was well hidden in the shadows and under a few layers of dead spiders. Ted isn't thirsty anymore, Dolores isn't thirsty anymore, Timmy's no longer thirsty. I like the little half-drawn chicken, turkey, whatever the hell. Alright, time to ration supplies? Nah, they'll be good. Some of us are keener to go outside than others. Either way, it's time to choose the most able and responsible person for the quest to gather more supplies. Yeah, we're gonna send Timmy. Oh, shoot. I didn't give him anything. Well, shows how much I was paying attention. We'll see if he comes back. It'll be interesting. Day 8. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. The morning has been calm enough for Ted, and he is doing well. Today was relatively calm for Dolores. We're not going to give them any supplies today. We had thought phone calls were a thing of the past after the atomic bomb obliterated everything in our little town. However, a phone booth on our street survived the bombing, somehow. It seems it's always ringing right now. We should send someone to answer it. Let's send the housewife to go answer it. Day 9, which means we're going to have to give them water to drink. Dolores is back and healthy. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as a survivor from a nearby town on Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Ted is really thirsty. Water is all Dolores wants. Well, that's fine. We'll give them water. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. We would have thought the Reds would have ruined such a lovely day. We would do it on our own. The escaping part, not the running part. Ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears out. We don't got a radio. Achievement, I will survive. Day 10. Timmy's still not back. That's not good. That's alright, though. If there's one thing that we need to do is use a radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcasters that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Ted is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. There it is again. Weird noises all the time. They're coming from the pipes, walls. Is it something behind the door? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. We should sit down and relax, otherwise we might get paranoid. Yeah, let's use that checkerboard that I didn't bother to bring. Day 11. Having some fun made us forget about... what was it again? Ted is hungry. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Yeah, they are hungry, aren't they? Cool. Up. Make sure we give Ted some food, too. One of the cupboards in the shelter was a bit shaky, so we got it pulled out to give it a new home. In the process, we discovered a secret door. Where does it lead? No idea, but let's find out. I don't know either. I don't got the materials to do it. So that's all good. That's all Gucci. Hey, Timmy's back, but boy, he does not look good at all. Alright, some things are better left untouched and unknown. Whatever's behind the door will stay there. We also stacked some furniture against it to make sure that nothing and no one comes through them. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is now safe with us. The sweet, sweet prospect of government aid. Hey, we're no commies, but certainly planned help during the apocalypse is something we're really looking forward to. Our expedition exited the shelter right before the airdrops started falling out of the sky. That was perfect timing. One of the food drops broke mid-air, and it's now raining soup for us. A few cans survived the fall. Cool, so we got 2 cans. Some crates were filled with some very weird stuff. Why did they drop a crate full of rubber ducks? At least one of the smaller crates had a few water bottles in it. Cool. A bunch of folks were having a gunfight over several crates of dropped supplies. One group emerged victorious and chased off their opponents. One of the guns from the fight was left behind. Our neighbors from another shelter gave us a radio. They said they found it on one of the drop crates, but they already had a working radio. So it looks like everybody is... Let's give him soup and let's give everybody water. Boy, I'd really like to give him that, but... yeah, you know what? Let's send Dolores out for tomorrow. What was that? Rats are usually smaller than cats, but what's that with a double tail? We can't let that thing get to our supplies. Let's use the axe and hope that it works out the best. Day 13. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're on top of the food chain. Good for us. Alright, so it looks like we will give Timmy a little bit of food. I think that that'll be helpful. Alright, we're going to send Dolores out. This time we're going to send her with... I don't really want to send her with a gun, I'm not going to lie. But I will send her with the fire axe. Alright, there goes Dolores. As we move on to day 14. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Timmy needs to eat something, an extra blanket. He needs to rest a little bit longer. Cool, so we'll just give food to both of them. We'll wait for Ted to be thirsty again. We woke to the dripping sound today and noticed that something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough, even after it ate through the table and the chair and the floor. Patching it up is probably a good idea. I don't really think any of these items are going to work. I'd rather not waste the gas mask. We'll just leave it, see what happens. Day 15. Perfect. What the hell is that? Oh, that must have been the double mutant thing. Day 15. We couldn't figure it out, so we just assumed that's what a regular pipe would do in the event of a nuclear apocalypse and decided to ignore it. We've been feeling a bit funny today, though. Probably no connection to the pipe. None whatsoever. Alright, Timmy is still sick. But he's no longer hungry, and it looks like everybody who's here, at least, needs something to drink. The more we know about what's going on the outside, the better for us. Let's gather around the radio, see if we can tune into a station. As we move on to day 16, it looks like our damn radio broke. Great. Oh, damn it. Something blew up inside the radio, and the wretched thing caught fire. We were able to pull it out, but it doesn't work anymore. Timmy needs an extra blanket. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chairs. A few more days of rest. Ted is no longer thirsty. If he's no longer thirsty, I don't really care. God damn it, whatever. Alright, I'll wait further instructions from the friendly wastelanders. So let's wait for that. Hopefully Dolores comes back soon. Hopefully she brings a brand new goddamn radio. That didn't sound good. Awesome. Day 17. There's one thing that we need to do is to use the radio on a regular basis. Yeah, no shit. Too bad the radio's busted. Yeah, we ain't gonna ration supplies. Boy, can't bother doing anything with the radio. Imagine that. Day 18, still no Dolores. But, one of the robot gentlemen looks like on the wall. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue on what's going on might not necessarily kill us. If we don't do anything about Timmy's sickness, it might get worse. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chair. He needs to rest for a few days. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. So should Ted. Ted seems like one of those that's going to be an alcoholic outside. A young man knocked on our door today asking for help. He said he'd been watching us for a while and he believes we're good and decent people, although he had hoped he would meet us under different circumstances. He could really use our help now. The mission is rescuing his twin sister who went missing while trying to infiltrate a nearby bandit camp. He promised it'll be worth our while. Yeah, what the hell, we'll send Ted. Oh boy, that gunfire don't sound too good. Day 19! Well, Ted is still alive. Timmy doesn't look so well. Should have sent Timmy instead. The young man was assisted by a group of other survivors, all armed but really friendly. Found the girl, threw her a weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but were also very confused. Turns out the bandit leader is actually their father. Crazy small world we live in. Anyway, they were really thankful and promised us to contact us soon. Alright, I think that everybody's hungry. I think that he's going to be dead soon. Play a game, they said. It will be fun, they said. They never mentioned picking one would be so much trouble. Yeah, totally. Achievement. Day 20. I think that was... Oh, Dolores is back. Looks like she found a bunch of soup, some playing cards. No radio. Dang. Oh, and she brought the axe back. We thought playing the silent game would be a good idea. The silence was too annoying and we quickly stopped. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. The nuke did most of the destructive work, but gasoline reserves near the nearby gas station blew up as well. All that was left of the place was a crippled cashier's booth and the remains of several cars. Someone might have thought 60 seconds was enough for a gas refill and a quick getaway. They were wrong. There was an abandoned truck in line for the gas pump. We immediately recognized the logo of a well-known company on the side. Yep, the Canned Soup Company. A few water bottles were scattered around the cashier's booth. None of the explosives damaged them, though it was funny how that piped shadow got burned into the wall. We stumbled upon a half-eaten sandwich in the cashier's booth and some bug spray. Oh, that's nice, we got bug spray again. A deck of playing cards was lying around outside the booth. After picking them up and counting them, the only missing ones were 3 6s. Playable enough. The last expedition got us thinking, maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow. Of course, most of the automobiles are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, maybe we could build a vehicle of our own. We better keep an eye out for those in future expeditions. Timmy's no longer hungry. Dolores should eat something. Yeah, you know what? Let's just send Ted out to see how well that goes. We heard a knock on the door this morning. We held our breath in fear, but we soon heard children's voices coming from outside. We decided to open up. It turned out to be the voices belonging to a pair of Girl Scouts. They used to sell cookies, but they have branched out and they now offer items. 2 smart girls. They offer, well, let's do that just to make sure that Timmy's okay. We'll offer the map. Fair exchange. Well, I guess I'm working on that achievement. Day 21. What the hell is happening to Timmy? Alright, the girls were very kind and their prices were more than fair, so we gladly accepted their offer. How very clever of them to keep their business alive even after the apocalypse. We're impressed. Alright, Dolores has not eaten for a while. Water. If we don't do anything about Timmy's sickness, it might get worse. Has been talking about nothing other than water. He should drink some. Ted needs water too, so everybody gets water. Dolores gets food. Timmy gets the med kit. Ted's gonna go outside, and we're gonna give him the axe. The axe seems to be really lucky for everybody. Chasing off mutants, Dolores made it through just okay. Ted ought to be fine. Hey, Timmy looks a lot better. Speaking of which, day 22, Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Dolores is no longer hungry, no longer thirsty. Well, with that said, yep, damn radio that we don't have. If there's one thing that we need to do is to use a radio on a regular basis. Yep, we did have a radio, but boy, we sure don't have it now. Timmy should eat something. Yep, cool, we'll give Timmy food. Alright. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulders paid us a visit. He offered us a simple, one-time deal. For just 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make the deal? Yeah, we got soup to give. It's all good. Out of the bag. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Day 24, we got our orange Garfield-looking guy up there just chilling. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag immediately started to violently shake, emitting screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the wall when the beast finally escaped. It turned out to just be an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. The caller says Sherikov. Is that its name? Dolores can't remain thirsty for long, and Dolores has not eaten for a while. How about getting Timmy something to drink? Okay, so it looks like we need water, and we'll give Dolores food. If we care about the start of the future for our kids, we need to start homeschooling Timmy, or maybe shelter schooling, if that's the right choice of words these days. We need to provide him with some reading material as soon as possible. No, we'll give him the Scout Handbook, I guess. I honestly think Timmy's just going to remain a virgin for life, but you never know, I could be wrong. Day 25. The only book we have is the Scout Handbook, but it's more than enough to get Timmy reading. He might learn a thing or two that way. No one's thirsty, so we're going to save our supplies. Our supplies are scarce, and our morale is low. You can smell the desperation in the shelter. We're pretty sure there's a small group of survivors nearby, mostly old folks from the retirement home. It shouldn't be hard to borrow some of their supplies, right? They're old anyway, and we need them more, right? Let's go with no. Yeah, I'm gonna say no on this one. My console days tell me that the old people are just gonna start shooting at us. Alright, didn't look like Ted brought us back. Shit. We're no bandits, sure. We need supplies, but not at the cost of others. We won't bother the people. A man who takes canned tomato soup from another is not worthy to taste that soup. Let's just hope everyone else out there is as decent as our family. Ted has safely returned from his voyage, and he brought back the axe. On the edge of town, there used to be a big parking lot. Now it looks more like a junkyard. Most vehicles completely wrecked and burned out. We figured it was still worth checking out. Under the burnt remains of a picnic table, we found some bottled water. Those bottles were not in the best state, but their contents looked perfectly drinkable. Our little trip to the surface might have been spotted and followed. We should be more careful next time. We window shopped near parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will provide more results. Ted is really tired. Ted is pretty fatigued. Ted looks very weak. If he doesn't eat today, it might end really bad. He gets food. Let's send Timmy back out. He did real well. What's that sound? A galloping horse. We rushed to the door and we greeted the two men, dressed like they came from the medieval fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding two rocks, hitting them against each other constantly, while the other skipped and pretended to be a rider. They said they were looking for some antique cup, but they'd got lost and they would be more than grateful. We would let them check our map, provided we have one. No, we don't have one, and I don't think we would have let them anyway. Day 27. We couldn't contain our laughter, and our guests took offense. They ran off shouting that our ancestors were rodents that smelled like forest fruits. How rude. Ted's thirsty, his stomach is rumbling. Thirsty, thirsty. And eat. Yeah, we'll just give everybody something to eat and everybody something to drink. We'll call that good. Timmy's going outside. Oh, damn it. I meant to give Timmy the axe, but once again I just rushed everything and just absolutely forgot to do that. Well, hopefully Timmy survives. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Ted's no longer thirsty or hungry. Everyone's no longer hungry or thirsty. Cool. Sherikov, sure, can take care of itself, but we can't help but wonder how much of a self-made cat it is. It just so happens that we found an address on its collar. It's unlikely that its owner is still alive, and a trip to the wasteland is always risky. Should we go outside and check that address? Yeah, let's go. Let's check the cat's address. Day 29. Yeah. We grabbed our new fluffy friend for a little stroll through the wastes, only to immediately run into a couple of gentlemen dressed in trench coats, fedoras, and shades. They gritted their teeth at the sight of the cat and said they'd been looking for it. Apparently it belongs to the dear old Nan, who loves it dearly. Before we could utter a word, they took Sherikov, thanked us, and left. The cat didn't seem to mind, so maybe it's for the best. Dolores is pretty fatigued. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it stays that way. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Okay, no, none of that. A group of friendly survivors we had met not long ago popped in today with a request. The group is planning to build a small settlement for themselves, but a lot of them were injured during the recent fight against the bandits. They need everybody up and running in order to work quickly and efficiently. They're asking for some medical supplies they can use to tend their injuries, and we do not have that. Imagine that. Timmy better bring back one. Day 30. We were sorry to do so, but we had to refuse. We need the meds for ourselves. You never know when one of us will fall sick or get injured, and who's to say that they would help us as well? They were disappointed, but they understood. At least we think they did. Ted is still tired. A few days of rest will be fine. He needs water and he's hungry. He needs a drink, so we'll give him food, both of them water. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside the door. We weren't sure who claimed it to be respecting freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduced themselves like that is planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? Yeah, let's open it. Why not? Trying to get a little bit of excitement going in this shelter. And we're still alive, so must not have been that bad. We regretted opening the door the minute we saw them standing on the other side. Dark faces, rifles, and determined looks of a band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then out of the blue, one of them asked us if we were with the Reds. We never supported the Red Sox, so we certainly said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people gave us 2 bottles of water. They also told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what Wolverines have to do with all this, but we took their word for it. Everybody is doing good. Food-wise, we're going to wait that out. We can use some extra supplies. The last time we went on a supply run, we noticed a damaged tank stuck in some nearby rubble. How about we send someone to go? Yeah, we'll send Dolores. Day 32, and it looks like the cat is back. The tank might have been badly damaged on the outside, but we found a working radio inside and made contact with the military. They are willing to lend us a hand, but we need to have an operational radio ready for their transmission in our shelter. To our surprise, we found Sherikov back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how he came back. Is it our good care it appreciates, our kind hearts, optimism, or just a stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Ted's not complaining. Dolores is doing quite well. Hear that? No, because no one is talking. Not a word in hours. Not at all. We can't just stare and stare at the walls. We need to do something about this. Well, we did have a map till I gave that away to heal up Timmy, who I think just popped back in. Day 33. Eek. Timmy does not look good at all. He did not bring back a radio. It looks like he brought back a hell of a lot of water. There's nothing here. Maybe if we try really hard, we'll hear the neighbors in their shelter. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. We were surprised to find out that the metro station wasn't exactly abandoned. It's inhabited by a group that uses bullets as currency. They were armed and not overly friendly, but they're no bandits either. They allowed us to take a look around as long as we didn't touch any of their stuff. We wouldn't pass any opportunity to get some more water, so when we found the toilets, we did not hesitate to fill as many bottles as we could of that murky, irritated liquid. What a treat. So we found 2. Near the metro entrance, we discovered a tomato soup vending machine. Of course, we left most of our change in another pair of trousers, but we took whatever we could. Our little trip to the surface might have been spotted and followed. We should be more careful next time. Timmy's feeling sick and he's feeling tired. It looks like everyone needs to take something to drink, so let's just feed everybody, since we have the water and all that. The state of the wasteland remains unknown to us. Maybe we should risk it and go out. After all, you only live once. Yeah, YOLO. Throwback 2016. Curiosity almost killed the cat. Sherikov found a tiny wire sticking out from the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on the table, topped off with a big meowing fur ball. What is that thing anyway? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might be angry if we take away the wires, so maybe it's best we just leave him alone, or should we let him examine it? Let's not let the damn cat examine it. Might get scratched up a little bit, and I heard someone coughing as we enter into day 34. The cat seems alive, happy, and healthy. Everyone looks miserable. We don't really want to risk pissing off Sherikov by taking his toy away. We already got him scratched for a lot less, but let's just leave it be. That wire's probably useless. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy, no longer thirsty. Timmy should eat something. It's cool, so we'll give Timmy something to eat. No one's in a good place to do that. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check. Yeah, I'll send Timmy. So if he dies, then, well, I don't lose anything. Boy, that coffin's really getting bad. Day 35. Timmy's still alive, so it couldn't have been that bad. A shocking discovery. It was a dirty ice cream truck. It was a little crispy around the edges and was also missing the wheels and some other crucial parts, but the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to drive away and leave the radioactive hell behind us? Ted is still tired. A few days rest is what he needs. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. Timmy is still hungry. Hasn't rested. No one can go out into the wasteland. Oh dear, we just remembered we plan on taking a trip south in 2 months. If it's still there, we were going, right? We're pretty sure they didn't bomb warm places. Alright, day 36. Timmy's still sick. The cat looks fine. Ted looks fed up. Dolores looked like she wants to divorce Ted. Planning far ahead is usually a good strategy, but for now, we should be more interested in our plan for water rationing. Ted needs to drink. Timmy needs to drink. And so does Dolores, so everyone needs water. No one's good enough yet. A coded note was left on our doorstep. It's all symbols and numbers, some sort of cipher that will need to be cracked before we can read the letter. Dolores seems eager for the challenge, however it's hard to tell how long this could take her, and it could prove to be a waste of her time. Yeah, let's keep her busy. Here's someone knocking on the door, day 37. Cat's still there. I see how we have our bullets still, so we might be able to trade that. Dolores instantly sat down with the code and started working on it with a purpose. She looks very focused. Let's hope that the note is worth staying up all night. Dolores looks very tired already. During one of the insane episodes around 3 a.m. last night, Sherikov ran face first into the wall, causing a loose brick to fall out. Behind it was a cigar box with some ammunition inside, thanks to whoever left that there. Ted is still tired. A few days rest will be fine. Ted's no longer thirsty. Timmy was cured. Hey, Timmy was cured. That's great. Alright, so it looks like Dolores needs to eat something. No one is good to go out. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped by today. He claimed that he was a trader looking to barter for items he requires. Offers 1 water in exchange for all that. I don't really want to give any of that up. None of that's really worth it to me. Day 38. We refused to trade. Hopefully we made the right choice, but the trader was not too happy about this. Ted's still tired. Dolores is tired. Everyone seems Gucci. A scientist, at least supposedly, arrived on our doorstep yelling, "Dr. Sherikov, are you in there?" He was looking for his lost cat, but kept referring to the pet as his favorite assistant. His research apparently can't go without the cooperation of Dr. Sherikov. Since the cat doesn't seem keen on moving out of our bunker anytime soon, the docs wants us to compensate him by helping him with this project. In these circumstances, it might not be the worst idea to befriend our wastelanders, even the batshit crazy ones. I think any opportunity we're going to take that scientist's help. With that, day 39. Ted is still tired. Ted is thirsty, hungry. Timmy should get some water. We heard some commotion above and we're pretty sure it's a band of raiders venturing outside. Could be quite dangerous for right now. Well, good thing no one's in shape to do so anyway. Friendly group of survivors. They still want that damn first aid kit that I don't have. Maybe the doctor will help. Achievement. Last man standing. So we enter into day 40. We were so sorry to do so, but we had to refuse. They were disappointed, but they understood. It took several days and a lot of silent cursing, but Dolores finally cracked the code. Impressive. The note contains detailed directions for some secret location nearby, but it also says Dolores must show up alone. She says she's willing to go, but we can't help wondering if it's some sort of trap. Should we risk it? Yes, that's one less mouth to feed, since I believe her time to eat food is coming up. Day 41. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she makes it back safe and sound. No one's complaining today, so we're not going to feed anybody. The cat wandered out of the shelter and returned with a small note from the crazy scientist urging us to help him with his next project. He's building some sort of vehicular contraption, but gave us no details. He only wrote that if it all goes well, we can use this vehicle to get out of the wasteland. The doc told us to start stockpiling for the trip, starting with several water bottles. He'll come around to pick them up soon. Well, I don't really think we can afford that too much. Achievement, Enigma. Dolores came back looking relaxed and carrying extra supplies. The note was written by her dear old friend Peggy, who now inhabits a shelter together with other work colleagues of Dolores. She claims it was some sort of secretary job from before she married Ted. It's weird how little we know about that time in her life. She's quite a private person, our dear Dolores, but clearly all these years she made friendships for life. These supplies will surely prove useful. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. Let's send Dolores out for the trip tomorrow. Just when we thought we might have a quiet day, we got invaded. A group of bandits is on the other side of the door demanding we walk out with our hands up or they will get it the hard way. This doesn't sound good. What should we do? Well, we're going to take the gun. We're going to start blasting everybody. That's what we're going to do. Even hear the gunshots in the background. Day 43. We're all still alive. Thank goodness, or all our bullets are gone. We've taken a stand and show those bandits who's in charge here. We're hoping they won't come back with more friends some other time. That spare ammo we brought come in handy. So we're going to give Dolores, and we're going to actually make sure that she goes out with something. We're going to give her the axe, see how well that goes. Dolores is off on her own, day 44. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Ted is no longer hungry. Timmy should eat something. The doc came knocking on the door to collect the supplies that he requested. It's important for the project, he said. We can trust him. After all, he's a doctor. Yeah, we'll give him the 4 bottles of water. Why not? What do we care? It's just our supplies. Day 45. We shared what we could. Thankfully, it was enough. The doc nodded with approval and promised he'd come back before disappearing with the supplies. We're still wondering if we made the right decision. A young singer approached our shelter this morning, encumbered by 2 different guitars, a big backpack, and a weird contraption holding a harmonica in front of his face. He asked for some supplies in exchange for a folk song or 2. Do we want to share? Yeah, we'll share a can of soup. Why not? Maybe it'll be worthwhile. Day 46. His songs brought tears to our eyes. With good, talented Americans like that, hopefully the times are a-changin' for the better soon. The sound of his guitar kept blowing through the wind towards us as he walked away. Our love for his music moved him so much he even gifted us a working radio. Hear that? It sounded like a herd of animals are stomping above our head across what used to be known as our beautiful lawn. They are not getting away with that. It'd be a perfect opportunity to get some fresh food. Should we go hunting? No. I don't know what the outcome's going to be for that, but I know better than just have them go out hunting. A hunting excursion sounds way too risky. What if these are not your average animals, but mutant spider lions, or worse? Alarm, someone's trying to break in, and they're not alone. We better be ready, or else we might end up dead or worse. Let's get the rifle and just see what happens. Day 48. Dolores is back, the gun's busted, and we got like 1 extra bottle of water. Oh, and a med kit. We were able to fight out the bandits this time. There's no guarantee they won't come back. We need to be prepared at all times. The trusty old rifle helped us fight, but now it's a piece of junk that's no good. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. When our expedition noticed planes in the sky, we were afraid more bombs would fall. Instead, supplies began to fall. Looks like we got 2 cans of soup, 2 things of water. Every responsible and respectable family needs a first aid kit filled with some high-quality drugs. We were running short, so the opportunity to replenish them was something we were eagerly awaiting. We just didn't expect the medical container to fall on another scavenger's head. That was pretty traumatic. We might need some drugs to cope with that memory. Hell yeah. So it looks like water, food. The mad scientist asked for one of us to join him in the lab for an experiment that's apparently vital to his project. We don't really know what to expect, but he says it's for his research on wasteland diseases. Is this something we want to take part in? Yeah. We'll give Ted the opportunity to go. Day 49. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back. Our volunteer has temporarily left the shelter to help build a badass rocket that we can all use to get out of the wasteland. Let's hope that we're not just wasting our time. The twins are back. We'll give them the first aid kit, whatever. Day 50. We really want to see the camp finish, so we shared our meds without a second thought. We need to help each other, unite ourselves against the bandits. Together we are stronger. The group thanked us and promised they would invite us to the place once it's up and running. Awesome. No one's hungry, so we're just going to keep our supplies. The last thing we expected to hear while sitting in a fallout shelter was a trumpet. It was played by someone who's clearly not a trumpet player and who had probably never heard a trumpet player in his life. He came and knocked on the door and demanded that we let the merry men enter so they could take from the rich and give to the poor. Should we let them in? Yeah, why not? Screw it. What are they going to take that's useful to us? Day 51. Yeah, see, they didn't take anything. Oh, they took our radio. God damn it. These merry men were not merry at all. They told us they were rich and that we should share with the other 99% of the wasteland. They grabbed a few things and left. We couldn't do anything to stop them. Their green clothes were too damn hypnotizing. A bandit of raiders are at our doorstep. Let's use the axe and hope that it works to the best. The axe has been good for us. Achievement, unbreakable. That's not good. We've taken a stand and showed those bandits who they are. We hope they won't come back with more friends. The axe broke during the fight. We should get a new one as quickly as we can. Ted is safe and back at our shelter. He seems different. If Ted doesn't drink anything soon, he won't last long, and he's also suffering from injuries. There's one thing, it's water for Dolores. Timmy's thirsty. Let's send Timmy out to the wasteland. Our town used to be a very quaint and friendly place before the blast. One of the town folks we often recall is the old man Jim, who would sometimes limp through our street. Turns out he's alive and still homeless. Some things never change. He clearly misses us as much as we miss him. He's been banging on our shelter door the past few hours, asking whether we want to buy a rock. Yeah, we'll buy the rock. Why not? We'll send Timmy out to the wasteland. We'll buy a rock and call it all good. Day 53. Oh boy. Ted really isn't looking too damn good. Rocks. We love rocks. Mary Jane used to have a sizable collection of minerals, and we were all really fond of it. Even in the simplest, radioactive rock is a good one to start a new collection. The one we chose is really pretty, and Jim didn't even want anything in return. He just told us it brings luck and that we should cherish it. Seems like things are really going our way today. I think Ted's probably gonna die. Let's send Timmy out because he will probably survive. You know, we haven't really used the gas mask. No, let's send him with the bug spray. The one thing we gotta send Timmy with is the bug spray. Day 54. Timmy went out with a bug spray. Ted hasn't recovered from his illnesses. His mental health does worry. If Sheriko considers our shelter its home now, we might as well try to get along. We could try to carry it around and pet it on the head. All cats like a good pet, and Sheriko should hopefully be no exception. Otherwise, any attempt to touch the cat could lead to untimely deaths. Yeah, let's play with him. I heard the cat meow. Day 55. Everyone's still alive, and Ted's barely hanging on. We actually rubbed its head before it ran away in a panic. It was nice and soft. They say petting a fluffy animal is good for you. Sure enough, we feel slightly better. Who came up with this insane idea? This is a wild beast. It can't be tamed. The encounter has left us with both physical and emotional scars. One thing's for sure, we won't ever try to pet it again. What the hell? People on the other side of the door, they don't seem too friendly. In fact, they promised painful death at least 17 times already. Well, let's use the harmonica and hope for the best. If anything, I hope that Ted dies. Achievement, Pacifist. Well, we are all still alive, and that is surprising. They lowered down their weapons and cried a few tears. Surprised by the beauty of our music, they will let us live today. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. Ted's mental health worries us all, but we don't know how to help him. Ted's no longer thirsty. Ted's getting worse and worse. Yeah, Ted's basically gonna die. What we thought was the sound of thunder turned out to be someone knocking on the door. Someone either hates that door or is very determined to have someone answer it. Yeah, let's open it. Again, hopefully Ted dies. Achievement, soup can into space. The end? Awesome. The crazy bastard is sending us towards the stars. Who knows if we'll reach our destination? To be fair, we're not sure what our destination is. The doc didn't tell us that. He kindly offered to take care of our shelter until we're back. Where we're going, we don't need journals, so we decided to leave our notebook behind. Whoever reads this last entry, wish us luck. We hope to be back one day with great tales of wonder and lots of soup. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. Ted's mental health worries us all. Ted's getting worse and worse. We need to attend to Dolores' injuries, and we left Timmy to suffer in the wasteland. Well, and with that said, our fate remains unknown. Crashed into there, we survived for 57 days. We had almost 12 water consumed, almost 10 cans of soup, 5 successful expeditions, brought back 21 items. It would be great if the next time we were, say, 60 parsecs away from a nuclear